I thought it would be useful to talk about getting started because a lot of students have some trouble getting going with this course, and then once they figure it out, they just roll right through it. So let's help you figure it out from the beginning. Okay. There's two components. There's Chapter 1, which is an introduction basically, and then Chapters 2 through 11, which is where you really learn QuickBooks. So in Chapter 1, it's basically an orientation. The test drive company is there to provide you with a test drive. So completing Chapter 1 is going to help you become familiar with the user interface. And then in Chapters 2 through 11, you're going to log into QuickBooks online and work with a merchandising company that you set up from scratch. So there's the difference. So Chapter 1 is different from what you're going to find in the rest of the book. Secondly, it's really going to help you if you look at the PowerPoint presentations for Chapters 1 and 2. You can find them in Blackboard in each chapter tab. Number 3, the most important advice I can give you is to read and follow the textbook word for word. Consider it a recipe. Whether you're baking a cake or making a martini, I don't care what it is, follow the recipe. Okay? So it's really just a set of instructions for you to follow exactly. If you follow the recipe incorrectly, you're going to have a real lousy cake. If you skip things here and there, you'll have a really lousy cake, won't you? And here you'll do a lot of things wrong. You need to read every word and do exactly as written, and you'll succeed splendidly. Want to skip over stuff or try shortcuts? You'll have real problems. Nobody's going to want to eat your cake if you skip the step that says put in the milk or put in the sugar or whatever it happens to be. That's where I find students fall down. They try to read it like a regular textbook. It's not. It's a set of instructions from page 1 to the last page. So in Chapter 1, what's going to happen? We're going to start an internet browser. You're going to go online to the appropriate site and do what the instructions say to do. Each time you start up that sample company, they're going to want to know who the heck you are. And the company, Craig's Design and Landscape Services, will start over again. Sample company data is not saved when you sign out, so don't think you can sign out, come back in 5 minutes, and pick up where you left off. You can't. Throughout the chapter, there's check your progress assignments as shown, and in Chapter 1, the answers are provided so you can check. All the solutions are in Blackboard. Dozens, if not hundreds, of Excel files. So before starting the first exercise in Chapter 1, sign out. Then start a new test drive session to complete the 12 transactions in the exercises. You shouldn't log out until you're finished because remember, it's not going to be saved. What are you going to do? You're going to check your work. When you do your printouts, it's going to tell you to print out solutions and save them as Excel and as PDF files, and you're going to compare them to the solutions I've provided you. When you go to Chapter 2 and beyond, in Chapter 2 you'll create your company account. It's going to be QBO and then your name. Student name means you. Okay. Please refer to Getting Started. Set up your account. Again, the PowerPoint is really helpful for this, as is the text. Just do what it says. The Online Learning Center includes sign-up information, how to sign up for QuickBooks Online. You get it as part of your course. Okay. Then you're going to go online and you're going to put on all your personal information, the school information, etc. Okay. There's a video. QuickBooks Online sign up. Please read it. Read it. So we'll view it. Okay. And there's more information you can find in this website. StudentSignUpProcess.pdf. It's all there for you. You just have to take the time and energy to read about it. Now, one of those biggest things that you need to do is to check your work. For each chapter, I've asked you to do exercises 1 and 2. After you complete those exercises, you will save those files as Excel and PDF files and print them out. Okay. Now comes the fun part. You must compare your printout with the solutions I've given you. So you're going to lay down a piece of paper with your solutions on it. You're going to lay down a piece of paper with the correct solutions that I've given you, and you're going to compare item by item. Any difference between your work and the solution must be found and corrected. It's your responsibility, not mine. I'm not going to compare them for you. The best place to start is always with the transaction register. That's a list of everything you did. So if you've got a mistake, look at your transaction register and then compare it one entry at a time to the requirement in the exercise where yours doesn't match. So if the exercise said debit cash for 20 bucks, make sure your transaction register says you debited cash for 20 bucks, not 25 bucks, or not credit cash, or not debit something else. It can be tedious, but that's part of accounting, is finding and fixing your mistakes. Okay? When you find it, fix it. Once everything matches the solution, then you're going to go over to Blackboard, and for each chapter, go to the Submission tab in Blackboard and submit it. That's where you get your 50 points. Now, very important. Don't try to play games with it. Don't try to move on unless all is correct. Because if Chapter 2 work is correct, you debited cash for 25 bucks instead of 20 bucks, that's going to carry through for the rest of the course, and everything you do in that cash account will be wrong. Has to be right before you move on. Okay, I hope that helps you get started a little bit. Read the preface carefully. Read chapter 1 and 2 carefully. It's got all the details in there. Go get them.